Great, thank you. Welcome to the Thursday, October 9th, 2005 meeting of the school committee. Would like to call the meeting to order. Can we start with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, great. We are going to start tonight with a presentation about the calendar and finish our listening tour for the public calendar. Are we saying that Mr. Masters is on Zoom?
He's in Zoom.
Great. Welcome, Mr. Masters. So we're bringing up our presentation. That's Mr. Masters.
Jim, can we have the Apple TV?
Just a moment while we bring up our presentation for our listening session, before we start our listening session.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, school committee listening session on the school calendar for October 9th, 2025. We had done one session that was totally on Zoom, and this one we are inviting people who are here in the HCAM studios to speak. But before, I'm going to go through a few different slides to center us. Having a little technical difficulty with that. Okay, to center us, this is our vision for how we talk about the calendar, that we're a growing and increasingly diverse district, and our school motto has been all means all, and our calendar has reflected that. And so in Massachusetts, to give a little background, public schools are required by state law to close on certain legal holidays. And these are the legal holidays that are present that Massachusetts schools must be closed for. We cannot open for teachers or students on any of those days. Go ahead. And to give more background, the Hopkinton Teachers Association contract also lists a few specifications to ours, that teachers report to school the Monday before Labor Day, and then school starts for grades 1 through 12 on the Wednesday before Labor Day, and Friday before Labor Day is a day off from school. And we just ratified that teacher contract, and it is effective for 3 years. Also of note, the YMCA of Metro West is our contractor for out-of-school time care at the Hopkinton Public Schools, and they do offer for holidays and snow days at the rate of $76 per day. You don't need to be a client for the regular out-of-school time program to take advantage of those. And this gives you a little idea of when our last days of school are. For next year, our last day of school will be the 16th without snow days, and with snow days built in, it could go up to the 28th. And you can see also here what it's going to look like with 2027 being one of the later days. It all depends on when the holidays fall. If they fall on weekends, it means we don't lose that day of school, and if they fall during the week. So it depends on the calendar and how things run. You can also see some of our neighboring districts and when their last days of school are. Milford and Upton are our outliers. They have only federal holidays that they observe, where the other communities that border us have a similar calendar to ours. And so these are norms for the listening session. The people who are here in HCAM Studios can indicate that they'd like to come speak, and we're going to ask them to come and sit next to Ms. Schneider. And we'd like you to give your name and your address. And then the school committee meals will not respond to comments. We are just going to keep track of the comments. And we have a date on our calendar already to talk about when we will vote on the calendar, which is not tonight. So we will not be making a vote tonight. So at this time, I'd like to invite anybody who's here at HCAM to come and speak. Hello. You're welcome. welcome to join us.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for having me. My name is Asima Silva. Address is 38 Stony Brook Road. I'm relatively new to Hopkinton, but I'm not new to school committee. I served on Wachusett School Committee for 9 years, and I participated in the Education Subcommittee, and I also chaired the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Subcommittee. In 2022, Hopkinton added Eid al-Fitr as a school holiday and was considering adding Lunar New Year that year. But this was one of the reasons that we, as my family, were excited to attend school here because of the diversity and inclusion seemed to be a top priority at the school. And there are many Muslim families in this town. They were absolutely excited to get Eid al-Fitr off. The kids were finally feeling heard and respected. They didn't have to struggle with missing instruction time versus spending time with their family celebrating. In the past, schools have put a policy that allowed students to hand in assignments later due to religious holidays. But let's be honest, that's a Band-Aid. It's not inclusive. It's asking the student not only to keep up the current workload, but also to do double duty to make up the work that they may have missed. Instead of enjoying the holiday, many students feel guilty or overwhelmed by the amount of effort they have to put in to catch up. For Muslims, there are 2 major holidays, only 2 out of the year. Eid al-Fitr, that marks the end of Ramadan, which is also known as the end of the month of fasting from sunrise to sunset, and Eid al-Adha, that commemorates God's test of Abraham and his son. Unfortunately, this past school year, graduation for the class of 2025 was held on Eid al-Adha, the same night. To help you understand the significance of this, best metaphor I can give you is like asking students and families to attend graduation on Christmas or Rosh Hashanah. This is completely unacceptable. There were several Muslim students graduating last May, including my son, and all of their families, again, including mine, had to cut our holiday celebrations to attend the evening, and that should have been held on its own day for celebration, on its own day to honor the graduates, not compete with the major religious holiday. And we all told ourselves that since this was relatively a new policy, that the holiday may have been overlooked and that getting at least one of our holidays out of the 2 was a step in the right direction. To now find out there could be no representation of the second largest religion in the world, or more importantly, there will be no representation of the religion that is practiced by many members of the student body, is giving preference to one religion over another. In the times when Islamophobia and anti-Semitism are on the rise, this is not the step in the right direction. So as was discussed in 2022, either honor the holidays of the major religions, especially the religions that are practiced by the student body, or get rid of it all. I prefer not to have the latter because as school committee, which I know the goal is that you are responsible for educating and preparing the students for the rest of their lives. And we live in a global economy. And that means it's absolutely necessary to expose students to other cultures, faiths, and practices, so as to promote understanding and respect, preparing them for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have anybody else who'd like to speak about the calendar?
I'll hold your hand.
Hi, my name is Asia Silva, and I also live at 38 Stony Brook Road. I'm a junior at HHS, and I'm the president of the Muslim Student Association, and I am alarmed by the possible removal of Eid al-Fitr from our holiday calendar. Muslim students already feel unheard, experiencing so much Islamophobia and microaggressions. Speaking on behalf of myself and the members of our club, we feel underrepresented at our school, especially since there are no Muslim staff who fundamentally have the same views. As a district, we pride ourselves in being extremely inclusive and diverse, but the Muslim holidays have been pushed aside for years. For the past few years, only Eid al-Fitr, which marks the end of Ramadan, has been given off, but Eid al-Adha has been disregarded. Muslim students felt the repercussions of this, with Eid al-Adha falling on their last day of finals in 2024, and as was mentioned earlier, on graduation on 2025. Some of the students who were graduating had brought up the graduation date to Mr. Bishop, but he could not make any changes due to the already established calendar. Muslim students are forced to choose between their religious obligations and their education. For me, even if I were able to have an excused absence, I'm not sure I would be able to enjoy my holiday due to the anxiety of my missed learning experience. Especially in my AP classes, even missing one day of work can create a domino effect of more missing work. I understand that we are a very diverse town with many religions and that we cannot satisfy every person's ask, and that is why I propose a new idea. Each major religion in Hopkinton, whether the religions are identified by population or by religious institutions inside Hopkinton itself, each institution should choose a maximum of 2 holidays to get off. I have talked to other students from various surrounding districts who envy that we get Eid al-Fitr off. I'm sure that many of you know that Hopkinton is used as an example, and removing Eid al-Fitr from our holiday calendar would be a step in the wrong direction. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you repeat your suggestion?
Yeah, so I suggest that each major religion, whether it's based off of the student body or based off of religious institutions inside of Hopkinton, we should have each major religion choose maximum of 2 holidays that they can get off to make it equally represented.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you thought about who you might propose to make those? Would it be the students, or would it be adults in the community?
I think we should ask the religious institutions. If there is not one
Okay.
inside of Hopkinton, we could ask a nearby institution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Hasika Chauhan. I live at 4 Redwood Path. So recently when Diwali and Lunar New Year and Eid al-Fitr, when Diwali especially was added to the calendar, me and like all of my friends, all of my neighbors, we were like really happy because normally we have to hold off our celebrations to like an inconvenient date, or we'd have a bunch of tests or quizzes the next day and we wouldn't be able to go to the temple, or like if you don't know, Diwali is the celebration of light. So we do a lot of cooking, we invite a lot of people over, and it's a huge thing. So getting that day off really meant a lot. But when I first heard that Eid, Lunar New Year, and Diwali were the 3 holidays that had pressure to be taken off the calendar, I was really confused because I noticed that the holidays on our school calendar, and I just saw the federal calendar, they mostly reflect certain cultural traditions that aren't really representative of the student body as a whole. And I was also surprised that this wasn't a bigger issue within our student body. I only knew about it because my friend had told me about it, and I was a bit surprised that there wasn't a vote taken by the students, or there wasn't a survey given out as to if we did want these holidays taken off of the calendar. Diwali is one of the many holidays celebrated by the Hindu culture, and it is one of the biggest. We just recently had a 9-day festival called Navratri. That's another huge one. We stay out. We go to garbas, which are kind of like there's a lot of dance, there's a lot of food, praying, everything, and so despite there being a lot of Hindu representation in Hopkinton and many Hindu holidays, there weren't more Hindu holidays given off on the school calendar. But I did think that getting Diwali off was a huge step. But so I was really confused when Diwali was getting pressure to be taken off, because I know a lot of Hindus, there are a lot of Hindus and a lot of Indians in our student body, and so I didn't think it was fair at all that Christmas should be kept on. I love Christmas. My family, we celebrate Christmas even though we're not Christian. We love to spend time with family. So Diwali is equal to Christmas as us, and so having to go to school on Diwali when we get a lot of time off for Christmas and it is a federal holiday, having to go to school on Diwali, I think would be really frustrating for not just us, but it would be an inconvenience to our parents, our families, temples, everything. So, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't believe we have anybody else speaking about the calendar this evening, so we're going to open it up for general public comment.
Hi, folks.
Hi.
Me again. So, good evening. I'm Jeff Rowland, speaking tonight on behalf of the Sustainable Green Committee. The SGC reviewed the HVAC recommendations made by CMTA and agrees with their assessment on the best options for Hopkinton being the better recommended geothermal configurations. This is a fantastic opportunity for a climate and financial win-win with strategic timing identified by CMTA to maximize the available incentives and utilize incoming rebates from our other capital projects. The plan meets the needs of replacing aging equipment and adding cooling to allow a healthy and undisrupted learning environment in a warming climate, and will allow for more usage of the buildings during summer months. This is the right time to proceed to get ahead of costly equipment failures for the systems at the end of their useful life. For HHS, the geothermal water-to-water heat pump option has a $300,000 cheaper net cost than in-kind replacement, as well as will save Hopkinton taxpayers over $1.7 million operational costs over 20 years. For HMS, the geothermal hybrid option is only $50,000 more than in-kind replacement, $11 million versus $11.05, but will save Hopkinton taxpayers over $2.2 million in operational costs over 20 years. These highly efficient geothermal options also open us up to potential $500,000 green communities and $1 million plus climate leaders grants that would not be available for in-kind replacement. So besides the clear financial benefits, the geothermal choices will align with other recent decisions by the schools and put us on a path to achieve the town's net zero goals. This is a win-win. The most financially smart choice is also the greenest. So on behalf of the SGC, thanks for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So we're moving into recognitions. I'd like to say we had the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. That was started by Ryan Cook and Ella Schneider. We're hoping to have other Hopkinton students come and lead our pledge as we move along. Any other recognitions? Okay, you guys are on.
Cool. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Ella Snyder. I'm a student rep. I'm going to first start off with an athletics update from the high school. On October 6th, girls volleyball had their Dig Pink night, super fun. October 8th, yesterday, was the girls field hockey senior night, which is great to recognize the seniors on the team. October 15th is the unified basketball senior night. October 22nd is the volleyball senior night. And October 24th is the football senior night. And currently, the football team is playing in Holliston right now.
What's going on? It's me, Ryan Click. We have Spirit Week starting tomorrow, October 10th, and it goes all the way to October 17th. Tomorrow is PJ Day. We don't have school Mondays, so then comes over to Tuesday. We have Blackout. The 15th, or Wednesday, is USA. 16th, or Thursday, is Twins. And the 17th is Hiller Day, orange and green for the Hillers. Then also talking about the 17th, we have the pep rally. It's a half day, and it's, an hour. And I'm very, very excited for it myself because I was lucky enough to be nominated for emceeing the pep rally. So me and my friend Callie, we will be announcing all the names and all the events. So, it's a fun time. Everyone's looking forward to it, especially us seniors.
I'll be in the tug of war. October 17th is also Senior Transition Day, which is super helpful as college applications come close. So we workshop related college applications with counselors, get support on writing college essays from English teachers, and do workshops on careers, resumes, and interviews. Seniors have the option between those three kind of seminar-based workshops and are able to work on their future. And seniors have their senior seminars during Flex Block next week.
Something that a lot of us upperclassmen are looking forward to, especially as seniors at the end of the month, is homecoming. I believe it's the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. Homecoming's very exciting. Me, I always get out on the dance floor and give it my all. So if the place burns down for my fire moves, then you know who it was. And then we also are looking forward to Senior Halloween on October 31st. I know I have a great costume. I'm sure Ella,
I have a
you
great
and your
costume.
friends. So we're all very excited for that. We all go into the gymnasium and we all wear our costumes with our groups. So we're all really excited and we'll give you more information on those next meeting.
Yeah, and then lastly, I want to address the issue of the school calendar next year. I work to survey a variety of students, different ages, different social circles, and from what Ryan and I have collected, we believe the majority of students would like to observe a diverse number of holidays, then prioritize getting out of school earlier in June, and we agree this represents the student body. Thank you.
Can I just, I'm not sure if I heard correctly, so you
Yeah.
the majority looking to celebrate the diverse thing
Diverse
over the getting out.
Over early,
Okay,
getting out
yep,
earlier
that's what
in
I-
June.
That's what I thought you
Yes.
meant, but I heard it as
Yeah.
both, and I was like,
For those,
how does that work?
Yeah, and that represents both students who observe the holidays
Yeah.
directly and those who do not.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for doing that. That's
Yeah, it was interesting.
Very helpful. All right, moving on to construction update.
Thank you.
We're going to need the Apple TV again as well.
We didn't lose Chris, did we?
I haven't seen him.
It's hard because both.
I'm here.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Evening, Chris.
Hi, everyone. I've been on since the start of the call, or start of the meeting.
I just want to make sure we didn't bump you off with both the TVs are showing the presentation.
Oh, no, I'm still here. Thank you.
Where in the world is Chris Matthews tonight?
I'm in South Carolina.
Oh,
Bet it's warmer there.
It's warmer.
humid.
It's very comfortable.
It's cold here.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so going through the construction update, we'll start with Hopkins. The big thing to pay attention to on this slide is the final completion. As we know, we've been doing a lot of work during the summer, and the substantial completion is August of 26, August 18th. Final completion ready for students on August 21st. No quality issues at this point. And in the issues, the yellow, this is where just working around some logistics where Commodore was showing a later schedule, but that has been worked out and we're still hitting the target moving forward. The construction site, which we have all seen, the yellow being the existing school, the green being the new addition. The orange is the playground area that is under construction. Looking at some of the construction pictures, this is an overview of the west elevation and the installation of the curtain wall. The construction site has changed several times, and during the summer we had to reconfigure the laydown area to give the students more room to play. So this was a reconfigured temp recess area for both pictures there. This is a view of the sidewalks and the loam and striping in the north parking lot, and the signage and the bases for the EV charging stations that will be part of the final placement. The connector from the existing building into the new addition, the installation of wall tile. You can see the view of the new gym, the divider curtains and all the work that's going on in there. The sinks, new sinks, and these are in the existing bathrooms, so this is an upgrade to our existing building. The ceiling grids in progress in the new addition. So in terms of the schedule, as we said, teacher and students return to school on schedule, return the temp certificate of occupancy in August. There was a lot of furniture moves for the construction and renovation that took place in the existing building, and that was all successfully put back in place. Loam and seating took place where things were disturbed in, for instance, the parking lots and sidewalk installations. The gym and the multipurpose room continue with the work in there. the MEP installation and the above ceiling work, layout of the new playground and seating area, which was in that orange picture that we showed earlier, the roof edge, metal and gutters and drainage, and continue to export our excess soil. Next month, more flooring and wall tile, the installation of the specialty equipment in the gym, the footings for the outdoor seating areas around the playground, more of the startup of the HVAC system, and continued installation of the security system. Change order update, the change order that has been approved for this month totals $83,000. So the current and pending estimated change orders are at 34%. From a budget update, the architect's expenditures to date is 74%, the OPM is at 54%, and construction billings less the retainage is at 52%. And that's Hopkins. Moving into Charleswood, which is really very new, but at the same time is an extremely active site. So you can see where we're looking at the schedule and contract substantial completion is October of '27, and that is shown as being on schedule. The commitments on the budget to date is 75%. And there was a little bit of a holdup on the foundation work, just trying to get the proper permits in place, but that is behind us. The permits have been awarded. This view is way too busy to explain.
But it's pretty.
But as you can imagine, this means there's a lot of changes, a lot of activity going on. So looking at the site, you can see that large boulders, there's separation between what will be kept and what will be exported off-site. The foundation formwork for the cistern, more of the foundation base in the retaining wall subbase. Going through and processing the loam, what will stay, what will go. Footing installations. You can see the stockpile of dirt that will be moved around. More foundation. And again, you can see how large the site is and the amount of activity that's going on just by some of these more aerial views. So again, in terms of the schedule, the residence at 147 Hayden Row was taken down. The roadway improvement contractor has been awarded with that to begin next summer. Loam and boulders stripping complete, sediment basin installation, temp roadway installation from both Hayden Row and from Marathon, foundation excavation and footings, retaining walls. The underground utility structures have been delivered. Next month, more of the foundation, the underground utility installation, foundation waterproof installation, get rid of some of that soil, installation of an irrigation well, loam stockpile for future use, the retaining wall, the construction fencing for safety, sediment basins, swale installations, and ongoing temp roadway installation. In terms of change orders, so far to date, most has been around the invasive species, which was added very early on. Total of $33,000, and again, that's 1%.
What's the invasive species?
These are plants that exist on site.
Okay.
And there's a protocol as to how you handle,
Like maiden's
manage,
hair and stuff like that.
either
Yeah.
eradicate them, take them out, whatever
Okay.
the plan calls for.
Okay.
Yep. So in terms of the budget, architect expenditures to date is 68%, the OPM at 27%, and construction billing at 4%. One of the things that has come forward is the third-party peer review amendment. Ty and Bond will provide construction observation services They'll attend the pre-construction meetings with the contractor and representatives of the town. They'll perform 20 site visits and a field report, and they'll perform this scope of work noted for a not-to-exceed fee of $21,500. And that has been brought to the ESBC. And that is the construction update, if there are any questions. Susan?
You talking about the loam and boulders, do we sell that off?
So part of the contract is to take off some, so what the contractor does to it or with it is up to them.
Oh, okay.
So we retain the ones that we want to use for the site.
All right.
And I will add that we had a meeting today to talk a little bit about a groundbreaking ceremony for Charleston. The date has not been officially selected yet. It'll probably be sometime in November, so we will keep everybody posted. So try to get as much.
Exciting.
Yes, it is exciting to get.
Have you ordered the golden shovels?
Not yet. Not yet. We're trying to pick a date first. Then the show is next.
Will we be invited?
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Well, I don't know.
Hope for warm weather. Wonderful, thank you. If there's no other questions, we'll move on to superintendent's report.
Great. Okay, this is the superintendent's report for Thursday, October 9th, which happens to be the 41st school day of the year. So, as they say, time flies when you're having fun, right?
We're getting closer to that 100th.
Yes, I'd like to start with some highlights across the district. First, our unified basketball team, which I know Ryan is a part of, which already has 2 wins on the young season. This team is pictured here on the left. Our unified program continues to bring students of all abilities together to compete and connect and celebrate what school spirit is all about. Also, a big shout out to Mr. Chip Collins, a high school special education teacher and unified coach who was recently named the recipient of the 2024-2025 MIA Coach of the Year Award for Unified Track and Field, which actually takes place in the spring, but he coaches basketball and track and field for Unified. And the awards banquet will be held on Monday, December 8th, so congratulations to Mr. Collins.
That's exciting.
Next up, a well-deserved recognition for our custodial team. In honor of National Custodians Day, celebrated last week, Miss Altavilla's students at Elmwood decided to surprise our head custodian, Mr. Bastaark, which they call him Mr. Jim, pictured on the right. They wrote him a poem and even crowned him with a handmade crown, which, as you can see, he's wearing proudly. And this was just one of the many efforts around our district to capture how much our custodians mean to our schools and our students. We all know that things don't run without them, and it's great to see our students recognizing that too. And I actually have a copy of the poem if you'd like.
That's great.
Take a look at it. It's really, really nice. And lastly, on this slide, October is National Principals Month. And at Hopkins, our students found a great way to show their appreciation, pictured on the bottom right. They created a big, colorful sign at the front entrance to celebrate their principal, Mr. Cotter. It's always nice to see that kind of student-led gratitude and a reminder that leadership and kindness do not go unnoticed. So a big thank you to all of our principals for their incredible work that they do to make our schools a positive and welcoming place. Shifting gears to some exciting news more from the academic standpoint. Last week, Mr. Lebrad and I attended the MCAS accountability event in Arlington, where Hopkinton was recognized as one of just 63 communities and districts in the state whose grades 3 to 8 math MCAS scores not only returned to pre-pandemic levels, but surpassed them. And to take it one step further, Hopkinton actually had the highest percentage of students meeting or exceeding expectation in math across grades 3 to 8 of any public school district in Massachusetts.
Wow.
Yes, which is an incredible achievement and really speaks to the collective effort of our students, our families, and especially our K-8 math teachers, specialists, and instructional leaders. Mr. Lebrad will be presenting the whole MCAS picture and results next meeting, but I'm sure this will be one of the many highlights that he'll bring forward. And pictured on the left is the Commissioner of Education, Pedro Martinez, delivering the keynote speech that day.
And Secretary Tuckweiler.
Yep, in the back, yep, that's it. Yep. From a building perspective, we have a lot going on this month at our buildings between now and our next school committee meeting. Our school councils are kicking off across the district. As you can see, Marathon has theirs tomorrow, Elmwood next week, and then Hopkins and the high school later on this week. Middle school is having theirs in early November. School councils are made up of parents, staff, administrators, and students in some cases, depending on the level. And this group really comes together to essentially execute and plan the school improvement plans. So I know that we're all excited to get those meetings underway. At the middle school, the 7th grade students have their Fall Fest coming up on October 16th from 6 to 8. This is the second annual Fall Fest and intended to help build community with fun activities and events for everyone. Also at the middle school, we have our first unified bocce jamboree on October 30th after school in the Brown Gym. We'll be competing against a few other communities, so we're really excited about that opportunity as well. Also on the 16th at the high school, our counseling staff is hosting the financial aid night at 6:30, helping families navigate the post-secondary planning process. Not nearly as exciting as Fall Fest, but definitely as important. And finally, as Ryan and Ella mentioned, Spirit Week starts tomorrow through the 17th. It's always a very energetic and exciting time at the high school. Capped off with pep rally. You're all invited to attend pep rally if you'd like. It's one of the favorite Hopkinton High School traditions, and it's a great reminder that school pride is alive and well here in Hopkinton.
What time is pep rally at?
Pep rally, it's going to be a half day. It's at 11 o'clock this year. Yep, 11 to 12.
It's a quiet event typically.
Very quiet.
I was going to say, do earmuffs get past that, or?
We do have some, yeah, we can provide that for you. Yeah. Next, some professional development highlights. Our elementary educators have been engaging in professional learning with Janet McNeil to deepen their understanding of the district's science priorities. Together, they are exploring strategies to strengthen inquiry-based instruction, promote scientific thinking, and align classroom experiences. This collaborative work is helping to ensure consistency and rigor in science instruction across our elementary levels. And pictured here are some shots from today's PD at Elmwood School. Also, from a district perspective, I wanted to share that several of our staff members across all 5 buildings will be attending a workshop focused on strengthening our multi-tiered system of supports for students. I know Mr. Lebrot is helping to put that together. This session titled Components of MTSS, the role the student success teams play in the effective use of district curriculum accommodation plans, looks on how all 3 of these structures work together to promote inclusive teaching and learning opportunities. We're all excited for our team to deepen their understanding of MTSS and bring back some of the strategies that they learned on the 16th. And that will hopefully align with our ongoing focus of equity, consistency, and supporting every learner. Next, just an update on the listening tour. As part of my entry plan, I've been continuing my listening tour, meeting with staff, students, families, and community groups. So far this month, I've met with the high school staff and a group of high school students that Ryan was part of. The marathon staff as well, in addition to the Boosters Club that I met with earlier this week. Tomorrow, I'll be meeting with the middle school students bright and early at 8 o'clock. As well as the HPTO over at the library. And next week, I'll be connecting with both CPAC and LPAC groups. I've also got sessions planned with Elmwood, Hopkins, and middle school staffs in late October and early November, and I'll be working with the senior center to schedule a date with some of our older community members.
That's great.
Yep.
What kind of insights are you garnering from it?
I'm asking questions such as what's working well, what are areas that need more attention, maybe what are some things that get in the way, what are some roadblocks of us making progress, and where do we want to see ourselves in the next 5 or 10 years.
And
That's
there's a
really
community survey that is open right now.
Yep, the community survey is open. Yep, we have quite a few, and
On
I'll
our
send another
website.
email next week to families. And then we also have an all-parent community listening session via Zoom, so anyone can join it. It's going to be on October 30th at 5 p.m. right before our school committee meeting. So again, it's open to everybody, and they can enjoy it from the comfort of their own home. That's it. And finally, I want to end on a high note with some staff shout-outs. 2 of our educators will be honored at the Chris Walsh Center's 5th anniversary celebration later this month at Framingham State University. Kristen Murphy on the left is a high school science teacher who will receive the Lift Every Learner Award in recognition of her deep commitment to helping every student thrive. Over her 12 years in Hopkinton, and she was a student as well here, Ms. Murphy has inspired a genuine love of science in her students while ensuring that all learners, regardless of their background or need, feel valued, supported, and capable of success. Through her leadership in the science department, as well as the science fair and other school-wide initiatives like being a class advisor, she continually expands access and opportunity and models both innovation and care in all she does. So congratulations to Ms. Murphy. And Carrie Quella, one of our school adjustment counselors at the high school, will receive the Defy Gravity Award for her work supporting students and families and her leadership with the Unified Track program. She's also very involved in our Unified Sports. Ms. Quella's efforts have strengthened belonging and connection across the high school, helping students see themselves as valued members of our community. So both Kristen and Carrie truly represent the heart of what makes our schools such a special place to learn and to work. So congratulations to them. We're very lucky to have them, and they are 2 rock stars for sure. So, and that is my superintendent report for this week.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
question.
Yeah.
On so Unified Bocce Jamboree, is Jamboree just what you call in bocce, like a tournament or something? Or
Yeah,
is that
so
like-
it's a jamboree. We're going to bring some other communities together. We're still working on kind of finalizing what groups are going to be coming and what schools. But each team will play each other for a little bit. It won't be a full bocce match, but they'll each get an opportunity to play a little bit against each one of the communities that are coming.
Very cool.
Do we have bocce courts?
We have the material, yes, we have all we need for them. We do it in the Brown Gym.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but we have
Okay.
it all set up for it, yeah. Yeah, it'll be after school that day.
Is there a calendar schedule you can see for all the different unified things?
Yep, it's on our athletic website, but,
Okay.
yeah, yep, so all of the dates and games are on there. And the Jamboree was just actually, on my way here, I was talking with Mr. Lefebvre at the middle school, and he mentioned that they were going to be something we just were able to schedule. So that's kind of hot news, off the press, so.
Comments? Wonderful. All right, school committee chair report, payroll warrants S26006, S26006B, S26007, and then warrants number 26038S, 26039S, 26041S have been approved, and warrants included in your folder. Training dates for the superintendent evaluation training. They brought up the week, I said January because I know November and December are kind of gonna get away from us with the start of budgeting and everything. So they proposed the week of January 5th. We do have a school committee meeting that Thursday. I don't know if people might be available on a Tuesday or Wednesday, possibly. I did suggest we do it in the evening, and they are okay with that.
How long is it?
That I don't know. I don't imagine too long.
I don't have a, I would prefer not Monday.
I cannot do Monday either myself, so. Does anybody have a preference for Tuesday or Wednesday?
I have no problem with any of them.
Yeah. Mr. Masters, are you have availability on the 6th or 7th of January?
6 or 7, sorry, that's you guys are talking about a Monday or Tuesday?
It's Tuesday or Wednesday in January.
Yeah, I'm sure neither are a problem.
Okay. I will look into those two dates with them if everybody seems okay with that and let you all know.
Thanks.
All right, the liaison reports.
You walked right into the 6-7.
You really did.
I don't know if you noticed that.
That was on purpose, just so you know.
I don't have any liaison report, although we had our Sustainable Green Committee come up to express their support of the HVAC.
Anyone else? All right. Chris, do you have a liaison reports? No?
No, not since the last school committee meeting. Nothing to add.
Any drone pictures?
Thank you. Well, we saw some pictures.
Oh,
today
okay, those-
already. Yeah, the buildings. All right. Intent to travel, Mr. Bishop.
Great. So we have a few requests from the high school for your consideration. I thought I would you prefer me to go one at a time, or do you want me to go all four and then you can vote on that?
I think you could do all four at
Okay.
once.
I know it says in the motion. Great, so I'll go through them each. First, we have a request for the Business Professionals of America, or BPA, the state leadership conference that we send our students to each year, which will take place in Southbridge from March 6th through March 8th of this school year. Next, our BPA students have earned the opportunity to attend the National Investment Convention in Dearborn, Michigan, from June 3rd to June 5th. This event highlights innovation and entrepreneurship, allowing students to showcase creative solutions and innovations on a national stage, which is exciting. We also have a request for our robotics team at the high school to attend the VEX Robotics World Championship in St. Louis, Missouri, from April 20th to the 25th. This is another opportunity for our students to compete against top teams from around the world and demonstrate their engineering and problem-solving skills. And finally, another group of BPA students has qualified for the National Leadership Conference in Nashville, Tennessee on May 6th through the 10th. This conference is a culmination of the BPA competition season and provides students with national recognition, networking, and career readiness experiences. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the travel of the Hopkinton High School BPA and robotics clubs as listed.
I move that we approve the travel plans for the BPA
In robotics.
and the robotics. Thank you.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Wonderful. All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, we have to do, sorry,
Aye.
roll call. Chris is
Oh,
not
yeah.
here. All right. Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Yes.
Stevenson? Ms. Ronka?
Yes.
And Mr. Masters?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, it is approved.
Thank you very much.
All right, transportation contract extension.
Thank you. So the three-year contract, currently we have a three-year contract plus 2 one-year extensions with Michael Connolly. The three-year term ends with this current fiscal year, FY26. So the 2 extension years would be for FY27 and FY28. The increase rates for FY27 would go to $498 for 2-tier and $483 for 1-tier, which is an increase of $29 from the current rate for FY26. And for FY28, the increase would be $31. When we put our transportation out to bid, we only receive a single bid from Connolly. So putting it out to bid is not going to garner additional competition. The contract itself for an increase of $29 is favorable. So I'm looking to see if the committee would honor and agree to the 2 one-year extensions for both 27 and 28.
One simple little question, what's a 1-tier and a 2-tier bus?
So 1-tier means that they're only doing either a high school, middle school run or an elementary run.
Okay.
2-tier means they're doing both.
Like we don't
I
have
had
double-decker buses. All right, go. What are you saying, Chris?
I was curious, Connolly's the only one who provided a bid. How many other potential Connolly-like companies are there that did not bid? Is this a crowded field of vendors? Is there 4 companies, 2, 3?
So there probably are 5, and I don't hold me to this number because I'm not that familiar with the western part of the state, but there may be 5 other vendors. This is typical of what happens in every school district. So there's not a district that gets that gets more than 1 bid. It's a known thing. The state is aware of it.
You think they're colluding to everyone gets their piece of the pie and no one steps on each other's toes?
That would be the appearance.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Want to make a motion?
I move to exercise the 2 one-year transportation contract extensions with Michael J. Connolly and Sons for FY 2027 and FY 2028.
Second.
All right. Ms. Ronka, will start this one.
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Ms. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Masters?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. It is approved. All right, gymnastics co-op proposal.
Yes. So I'd like to share an update from our athletic department regarding our gymnastics co-op for the upcoming winter season. The co-op team, originally approved by school committee with Medway as the host district, has experienced a little bit of a hiccup. Medway informed us recently that unfortunately they need to withdraw from the agreement due to having no participating athletes. Given that Hopkinton now has the majority of the interested student athletes, it's 80% of the team in fact, it makes more sense for us to assume the role of host district. We currently have 7 rising ninth graders and 5 additional high school students expressing interest in participating. The co-op will continue to include Holliston and Millis, and will benefit from the existing coach and training facility, minimizing startup costs and challenges. So when it comes to costs, taking on the host responsibilities from facility rental, officials, stipends, et cetera. It's approximately $14,889, so just shy of $15,000. And then the funding sources, which I know is important, the facility rental and official fees will be paid from our existing contracted services account. Coaching stipends will be funded through the athletic revolving account. And obviously, costs will also be partially offset by participation fees from Holliston and Millis. So even though they have fewer kids, they still will participate as much financially. So the cost will be covered, and this proposal will
So it's no new money.
not only allow us to support the growing interest in gymnastics with our students, but expand our winter athletic opportunities for some of our female students, all while trying to manage it financially modest, if possible.
Do the participants have to pay any fees?
Yeah, they have a fee as well. Yep.
And this is not a pilot, this is like an ongoing.
This is an ongoing,
That's
yeah.
what I thought,
Yeah.
my memory gets.
Yeah, so we had a co-op with Westboro for a number of years. Yeah, yep.
I think it's really exciting.
So looking for, yeah, approval to be the host team.
Do we carry, given gymnastics can be a pretty seriously dangerous sport, do we have liability involved there?
Yeah, with all of our athletics, yep.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
Anybody like to make a motion?
I would like to move to approve Hopkinton as the host for the gymnastics program.
Second? Oh,
Great. Ms. Ronco?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
yes.
Ms. Richards Cavanaugh?
Yes.
Mr. Masters?
Yes.
And I'm a yes, it is approved. All right, on to policies.
Okay, we have first readings of two policies related to civil rights and Title IX compliance tonight. Specifically, we're reviewing policy AC, the non-discrimination, including harassment and retaliation policy, and policy ACAB, sexual harassment in Title IX. Our Title IX policy has been aligned with the 2024 regulations. We updated that a year or so ago, or a year and a half ago. But since those have since been ruled unlawful, and our legal counsel has advised us that we need to revert back to the 2020 regulations, which remain in effect at this time. The revised policies before you tonight reflect those corrections and suggestions from our legal counsel and include updated grievance procedures to ensure that both staff and families have clear, transparent processes for addressing any concerns related to discrimination or harassment. So again, tonight is just the first reading, so no vote is required, and we can bring these policies back at a future meeting for formal approval, but I wanted to talk through this if you had any questions about it.
No questions. There's a double Hopkinton.
Looks like it got highlighted, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be able to clean that up. Yeah, but again, this is language coming from our legal counsel.
Okay, they're the ones who did all the edits?
Correct, yes.
I'm really excited about Hopkinton.
Thank you.
Sounds good. No questions? All right, moving on to the other policies.
Oh, it was the same story for both.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's the
Yep.
both. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep, so
Sorry.
they're both-
Updated for the current legal
Okay.
language.
Yep, thank you,
All
Jamie.
right.
Yep.
All right, we don't have to do anything. We'll move on to capital plan.
Hey. Okay, so this is the FY27 capital plan. It has been updated, first presented on September 25th, and has been updated for tonight's meeting. To run through again, looking at the 10-year capital plan, you can see from fiscal year 27 out through 31, and the different allocations for each of the buckets. And then from 32 to 37, representing the full 10 years. Looking at it from a detail standpoint, HVAC district-wide, we will determine an approach, the committee. And from equipment, classroom furniture in FY27 will be desks and chairs for the middle school, and 28 will be whiteboards, wardrobes, and shelving also for the middle school. In building and grounds, equipment and vehicles, FY27 is student services van, FY28 tractor, FY30 student services minivan, FY31 a maintenance truck and a tractor, FY34 maintenance truck utility vehicle, 35 the athletics van, maintenance truck, and 36 tractor. In flooring, FY28 the middle school hallways, FY30 high school athletic track, athletic center track, apologize. Roof replacements in FY29, both the middle school and high school sections of the roof. The cafeteria, kitchen, and servery in FY28, we'll be looking to add a dishwasher and replacement of a steamer. In FY30, a dishwasher for the middle school. Security, fire protection, and the generator, FY36 will be looking at the fire alarm and security system for the middle school, and 37, a generator for the high school. Parking lot and campus paving in FY34, both the middle school, high school parking lots will be evaluated. Tennis court and basketball court surfacing, FY30 will be looking at the tennis courts, and 32 the basketball courts. The track and field for FY33, looking at both the track and field 3. And for technology in 27, we'll be looking for projectors, security upgrades, and radios. 28 cameras, switches, cell repeater, radios. 29 core switches, cameras, and radios. 30 the wireless access points, cameras, and radios. And 31 the WAP's security upgrades and radios. So again, focusing on the 27 requests, the end-of-life replacement is the vehicle for $95,000, technology for $150,000, HVAC, which we'll discuss more later, and the classroom equipment at $217,000. So the vehicle, this is a van for the student services. It is a handicap van, and it's used to take students to vocational activities. For technology, again, the requests are to replacement of the projector in the high school athletic center, security upgrades for the video archiver and building camera replacements, as well as radio replacements throughout the building. And again, these are end of life and for increased security. Classroom equipment, this is to replace desks and chairs in 25 middle school classrooms. Over time, the classrooms have been put together with random furniture to meet the increasing enrollment. This leads to furniture of different shapes, sizes. Some are broken, have missing pieces, and some students do not fit in these one-piece desk chair units. And you can see from the different levels, it makes collaboration challenging.
Do we sell off like the ones that we're going to get rid of?
We put them on surplus and we offer them out online to any district. So you see that frequently, which is actually where we have gotten some of the desks over time as enrollment has increased, and we didn't budget for that. So, yes.
Okay.
And then moving into the HVAC district-wide planning. So the HVAC options that were presented at the last meeting, and this is from the ESCO audit, leaves a couple of choices: replacing in kind with added cooling, air source heat pumps, geothermal water-to-water heat pumps, or geothermal distributed heat pumps. And the second piece of that is fiscal year timing. So we looked at the high school options. So you can see that the net cost for traditional replacement, that's in kind plus cooling, is $11.5 million. The air source heat pump is $13.3 million. The geothermal water-to-water is $11.2 million. And geothermal distributed heat pumps is $14.15 million. So CMTA, the vendor that presented last week, talked through a lot of what needed to happen in the infrastructure within the building. So focusing on what seemed to be the committee's choice, which was the geothermal water-to-water, you can see where the net cost is less than the traditional in-kind replacement. And it also does have baseline energy savings. So those are the operational savings that will happen within the budget. Looking at the middle school, again, replacing in kind is 11 million, the air source heat pump at 10.37, the hybrid geothermal at 11.05, and geothermal distributed at 10.68. And again, it seemed the committee was leaning a little towards that middle option, the hybrid geothermal. And again, looking at the baseline energy savings and adjusted for the cooling, these are budget impacts that are positive. So 111,000 adjusted savings in terms of energy in the budget. So what I want to also bring to your attention is where we stand for Charleswood, because of course a community concern is debt. So when we look at the biggest project that's out there right now, this is Charleswood. When you look at that last column, this is the available column, meaning that it has not been committed or spent as of this time. The big numbers that have driven that available is the construction contract is 22 million under budget, and contingency, there's 9.4 million of contingency. So at this time, the available is 38 million under budget. However, the project is very early on. There will be change orders. 38 million will not be the number, but to give you an idea of the magnitude of where we stand at this point in time. So when you look at some of the different options, again, using those examples, those middle examples, and where we fall in terms of our projects, both the investment, the debt, and the credits that can come forward. So in fiscal year 27, for the Hopkins project, which will be completed in the fall of 26, the Mass Save incentive would be $513,000 that would be coming back to the town in the fall of 26. For fiscal year 28, looking at Charleswood, again, the project coming under budget, using 20 million as a conservative number, not the 38 million that is right now under budget, but lowering that to 20 million. Looking at the high school, the geothermal water to water as an example, and this would be looking at the May of 27 town meeting. The budget cost was $18,900,000. Again, with Hopkins project, the Mass Save and the investment tax credit in summer of 27 would be 1.8 million coming back, and Charleswood, the Mass Save at completion would be 1.9 million coming back. So for fiscal year 27 and 28, you could see a decrease of debt, or basically being able to cover the high school project in a decrease of debt potentially of 4.8 million. Moving into fiscal, excuse me.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Are we let's just say we end up, so essentially you're saying take 20 million from existing projects that we're going to save and use that 20 million to pay for the cooling at the two schools. Are we able to take those funds, or does that need to be voted on, or how does that process work?
It would still need to be voted on, so
By the town?
By the town. This would still go to town meeting, so it would go to the town meeting in May of 27.
But it would be posed as, this isn't kind of new debt, sort of. It's, we saved 20 million on these projects, but we need the 20 million to fix the middle school and the high school.
Well, this would just be for the high school.
just for the high school? It's, sorry, I'm on my, reading that on my phone. I thought it was about 11 million for each. Is that, you're saying it's 20 million just to redo the system at the high school?
So it's 18.9 million for the high school.
18.9.
That's before the credits.
Before all the credits, yes. That's the budget cost.
Budget costs. And sorry, and the credits come back, I know it's like a year later from the last meeting, but what would those credits coming back?
So
Case
for,
B?
for Hopkins, you would be getting 513,000 and an additional 1.8 million. And for Charleswood, you would be getting 1.9 million.
Okay. Okay, got it, thanks.
So then if you move into fiscal year '29, the high school project, you would begin to get some of those incentives. So the Mass Save would come in as a credit of 1.3 million. And this is where you could be looking to do the middle school hybrid geothermal at a budget cost of $15,300,000. Charleswood investment tax credit would come in at 4.3 million, and the high school investment tax credit would come in at 6.4 million. So this would be an increase of debt of 3 million at the end of '29. And then in the fiscal year 2030, you would receive those incentives for the middle school project. Mass Save at 750,000 and the investment tax credit at 3.5 million. So in 2030, you would be reducing your debt again by 4.2 million. So taking all those scenarios, potential scenarios together, you looking at fiscal year 27, 28, the investment would be 18.9 million, but you would receive back 23 million in credits and being under budget for Charleswood. So at the end of the year, you're under 4.8 million. In fiscal year 29, which would be the investment for the middle school, at 15.3 million, with credits coming back of 12.3 million, so that would be a cost of 3 million. And then in fiscal year 30, you would receive more credits for the middle school at 4.2 million. So at the end of the 3 years, 28, 29, and 30, with an investment of 34.2 million, but credits and projects coming in under budget at 40 million, you would be addressing the middle school and high school, but still be under by 6 million.
We'd be ahead by 6 million,
Yes.
yes.
So that is a potential scenario for the committee to think about. The focus for tonight is to vote the 27. What you're looking at, if you're thinking that this is a favorable timeline, if you will, we'll add it to the 10-year capital plan so the town is aware of it. But for the high school, at least, if you give kind of a direction, then I can move CMTA to further develop that option. So 2 things.
So we're putting forward for 27, the beginning of the high school project?
No,
No,
nothing for 27.
okay. It's 28.
And sorry, what's the timeline on actualizing the under budget 20 million? I know it's 38 million, but let's say we're conservative with 20 million. But if things go sideways, what's the timeline of saying, okay, that 20 million in savings and debt that we're saving at Charleswood, in essence, can now be transferred over to the high school? What's the timeline on saying that is confirmed, or saving the money before spending the money?
So that would be a year from now. So a year from now would be when you're looking at doing your 2028 capital plan. That would be voted at the May of 27 town meeting.
But he's asking, when will we really know how much savings we're going to have on the Charleswood project?
Well, as the Charleswood, that will be a year into the construction, so
We'll have a better idea.
you'll have a very good idea. By this time next year, and again, it's showing 38 million, but there will be change orders. So that's why we're going
being
down to
conservative.
20 million to
Yeah.
be very conservative.
But still could be 30.
It still could be higher.
It could be higher.
Yeah.
But just for clarity, though, it's not transferring over, it's separate votes at town meeting. That
Separate votes.
We're hoping that people will see the logic of, that we've saved the money here, which frees the town up to be able to spend.
Really, the rationale is to be able to accomplish these projects without putting more
Debt.
of a debt impact, tax impact to the community. So we're trying to time this out to have little to no impact on the community.
Yes, it's a huge concern of the community about the debt and their increasing taxes. But we also have to do something about these boilers in the next 5 years at the high school.
And this option provides significant savings and green energy over the life of these systems.
Correct.
So there's,
I mean, the fact that we could even see savings at the end of this is just tremendous. Where if we went straight with just replacing the boilers, we'd be out 11-something million.
And increased
Yeah.
cost.
And increased cost for energy.
Is this the plan where it looked like all the geothermal wells were under the football field?
It's the baseball and practice field.
Oh, okay.
But there was some assurances that they might be able to do that in the winter when
Yeah.
they're not playing baseball.
Right.
Yeah, it's field 1 and 2.
I really like geothermal.
I think that the geothermal well makes the most sense, both from a budget standpoint and from trying to meet, the green initiatives standpoint, the net zero. I think the biggest thing is timing on the debt, and I like the idea of being able to do it in FY '28 rather than FY '27. But on the flip side of that, how much liability, if we have issues with the boilers at the high school, is there short-term repair, or are they looking at an emergency, like complete replacement on the spot?
Right, so keep in mind, there's 5 boilers.
Yep.
So one going down will not mean that
Okay.
the building is not heated.
And we're pretty assured that they have a good few more years left on them.
Yeah, so, this is where, when you're doing a building project, everything is installed at the same time. So being strategic on your replacement is really important, because you wouldn't want to replace all 5 boilers at the same time, but yet their life is over. So coming up with a plan is very important.
So if I understand this correctly, we're just voting to move this forward so that it goes to the town vote in May, correct?
You're voting what is on the docket for 2027. That is what will go to town meeting in May.
Which is
So it's
just the vehicle, the
not-
technology, the
And the classroom equipment.
equipment.
Got it.
Did you want to invite appropriations up to? Jean?
Sure. Do you have feedback?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
No, absolutely, thank you. That was really very helpful, because there's already a lot of buzz about 22 million and 10, and whatever. So I think this lays it out really very well. I want to make sure I'm really clear on the cadence of everything. So at the at the May town meeting in 2026, all you're doing is reducing the borrowing from the Charleswood School.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No. So all we're doing in the May 26 2006 town meeting are these 3 items: the vehicle, technology, and classroom equipment. That's
Okay.
it.
So all of the conversation around this HVAC is happening at the May 2028 town meeting.
27
But for the
for
FY20.
fiscal year
FY
28.
20, yes, thank you, okay.
Yes.
And so at that point, the expectation is you're gonna have a firmer number on how much of the Charles Wood borrowing you can essentially
Repurpose.
eliminate. I mean, you can't really repurpose it, you can
Mm-hmm.
extinguish.
Yep.
And then the next article is how much you're gonna borrow for the HVAC.
Correct.
And in terms of the borrowing, you're borrowing the cost of the full project, and then you get the reimbursements. You're not subtracting that, right? Just
No,
to be
you have
clear,
to,
so
you
everybody's
have to
clear on
borrow
that.
for gross, which is the same of what we did for Charles Wood.
Okay. And so I see Mass Save savings. Excellent. Feel confident about that. How confident do you feel about the federal reimbursement?
So I don't think anyone knows.
Right.
Which is another good reason why you wait another year.
Till another year, okay. And so there'll be a different plan if there's a different expectation about the federal
Correct.
reimbursement at that point. Okay, so just in summary, in the long term, this is the better option in terms of reduction of your energy costs in your operating budget once all of this is in place.
Correct.
Assuming all of these credits go through, this is the lower cost option. What's the timeline for the project?
So if this is voted in May of '27 town meeting, they could begin doing the geothermal wells. Whatever timing makes the most sense for that field, they could begin immediately.
But does it take like 6 months, a year, 3 months? I don't know.
Didn't they say 9 months?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
recall
I believe they
exactly.
said 9 months.
But
We
within-
have to go back to the presentation from
We're not
last.
talking about like the long-term type of building construction schedule.
Oh, no.
No, it was short.
And all of this is probably a really obvious question. This all connects to the current internal infrastructure of the heating systems, right? Yeah, all right, well, that's extremely helpful. I would, even though this isn't coming up in the FY '27 budget, I would expect that there will be questions about this in the appropriations process this year. So I think it's really helpful to get out in front of it like this. And I think this isn't a you job, but at some point, if the town's able to start to estimate tax impact, I guess my final question is then, because you have to do the borrowing for the full amount, I don't know the timing for the reimbursements, if the full amount tax impact is actually gonna ever hit a tax bill, or reimbursements will come prior to, because there's always that lag in the borrowing.
Right, so at town meeting, they authorize the full amount.
Right.
But they'll
then they
borrow
won't borrow
based
it
on
all.
the cash flow. So as the project continues to potentially be under budget, they won't borrow, the full amount. They'll only borrow based on the cash flow. So the tax impact will be the actual borrowing. So as this project continues to stay under budget, the tax impact will be less.
So that's already taking place for Charles Wood.
Yes.
When you borrow the money for the HVAC, do the rebates come early enough in the construction and borrowing process that it will reduce the tax impact, like the first tax impact for that project?
Yeah,
Does
so
that make
that's
any
where
sense?
you have to look at the timing of all these. So Mass Save is at completion, but then some is after a year. So that's why you have to look at how the incentives come in on a year-by-year basis.
Yeah, so basically, overall, there's good news about that scary chart that we all just looked at on Tuesday, right? Because already you're not borrowing as much as anticipated under what was authorized for the Charles Wood School.
Correct.
So, okay, well, that clears up a lot for me. That was a really helpful presentation.
If the Appropriations Committee needs us to,
Yeah, I think I saw it in the packet, but if there's a way you can send me just that separately, I will share that with the committee too, so that, and I'm sure Kyla has it, but I think that it's definitely a topic of concern, and I think that that answers a lot of questions, and as you said, you have to replace the boilers, right? So that's not, that part's not negotiable.
We can't
but I
operate a
think-
school without any heat.
No, for sure, and so I think this is a tremendous amount of work and thought, and I think that seems like the optimal solution at this point. But I'm just one girl, so that's not a blessing. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, go ahead.
Question, do we know who the select board rep to our budget process is going to be?
Yes, Mr. Manon.
Oh, okay.
And he and I have already started talking. We're in the process of trying to schedule a meeting.
Fabulous. And I'm assuming the town has seen, but it was not disclosed on Tuesday, but the town has had the opportunity to look at.
They will see this when you vote it.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Do we want to make a motion to?
I move to approve the FY27 capital plan.
Second.
Great. Mr. Masters?
Yes.
Ms. Richards-Gavin?
Yes.
Yes.
Stevenson?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. We're moving that forward.
Thank you. Appreciate all of your.
Yeah, that was excellent.
The
Very.
depths of thought and how far out you go with it.
Yes.
I also appreciate, there was a time when we didn't look at 10 years at a time, and that's a really nice piece to be able to look at.
We've always looked at 10 years, but I've only presented 5 to you because it's a lot to digest.
Yes, I do.
But the 10 years has always been submitted to the town.
I hope it can get out in the news for the community to watch these presentations, because the headlines that come out do not fully encapsulate all the information that we present here. And I think even the select board wasn't aware of all the information we have on our capital plan.
I think, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I think it would be exceptional if the newspaper would do a feature on you. And you, well, no, not.
Let's roll that back.
But,
I'd like to be quoted.
Like, Terrence, you explaining this stuff.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, I can't even imagine what things look like in your mind, because I don't like numbers, but when you explain it, it makes so much sense.
I think we might want to also, as we're moving towards next year, to do some maybe community forums where we do explain this, kind of like we did for the building projects.
Maybe we could have the Susan Rothermich television show.
There we go.
Susan explains the budget.
So I will say after the last meeting, there was an article in the paper, and Jeff Rowland actually responded to several
thank you.
comments, and very well, just to make corrections. So that was very helpful.
Yes.
Can, along the lines of keeping things accessible for the public, can we request that the budget documents for including the capital as well as the operational and the timeline be put up on the website under the FY27 budget?
You can do that.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
And then each presentation as they come along when we get into the operational, but that's helpful for people that have questions to be able to point them to that.
Great. I'll make a note of that now.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Policy.
Policy, and I'll just really quickly echo all of your statements about, we're very lucky to have Ms. Rothermich in the position that she's in. She is tremendous. We're all, there's so many things that she is in charge of and that she works on above and beyond what I think a lot of people in her role in other districts do. And so, I know in my brand new in this role, I couldn't ask for a better Director of Finance, Assistant Superintendent. I know Jeff feels the same way, so thank you. Appreciate it. And we'll watch that TV show.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What these?
Conversations with
The TV show.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go to our second reading of policy GBEBC. This is the policy that outlines expectations around the giving and receiving of gifts between employees and school committee members. The revisions come from the MASC's suggested updates to ensure clarity and consistency with state ethic guidelines. I know we've taken an opportunity to look at this as a group. So again, this is the second reading, so if there's any questions or concerns, we can talk about them. But maybe we can try to get a motion to approve this revised policy as presented tonight as well.
I don't think this has any huge merit on whether or not we approve it tonight, but was it distributed to the community for any questions or anything in the, Georgette sometimes will send them out.
Yes, that's a good, I would have to check with her. I'm not sure if that went out to the community.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if that's something that she's typically done, I would imagine she probably did, but I want to make sure about that, so.
It goes out to the community within our select board, within our
Yeah,
school
but
committee packet, but
usually it's
they go out
highlighted, the policy goes out for people to be able to, because everybody doesn't read our packet.
That's unfortunate.
Be able to, I know, it's shocking too.
I would think it would be must reading.
Sometimes they go out with the first reading though, so it could be that I missed.
Do we want to hold it?
I don't think this particular policy has
Yeah, and it's-
merit to hold for that reason alone,
Kinda
but just
between us
was
and the-
thinking in general, it's good practice to be able to get the community aware of the policies.
Okay.
Anything from the policy committee on it?
It was, there's like one typo, actually, that I would want us to fix in the third paragraph. But other than that, I don't know that we really changed much.
Yeah, so Georgia just let us know it did go out.
It did, fabulous.
Oh, great. All right.
She's great with getting all the, yeah.
She's
Thank you.
My God.
And she's not feeling well, so I
Merging Georgia
appreciate that.
together.
Oh,
Well, maybe we're soothing to watch for people that aren't feeling well.
putting them to sleep. All right.
Jamie, did you want to make an edit? Oh, I see it, on the third paragraph?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would move to approve the revised policy GBEBC with that fix to the typo.
It's a mouthful to say.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I'd second that.
All right. Ms. Runka.
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson.
Yes.
Ms. Richards.
Yes.
Mr. Masters.
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Great. Items by consensus?
Yes, I recommend that the school committee approve the items by consensus as listed in your packet.
So moved.
Seconded.
All right. Ms. Richards Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Yes.
Stevenson.
Yes.
Ms. Runka. Mr. Masters.
Yes.
I'm a yes, where it passes. And
I move to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
right, Ms. Runka.
Yes.
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 Everybody's very enthusiastic. Good night. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.